Hi, Tom. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, yeah.
How much fun did you have filming this movie? There's so many epic scenes, so many just awesome like CGI moments.
Yeah.
How fun was it
Honestly,
for
the
you?
best part about making Kong Skull Island was going to these extraordinary locations. We were filming for about 5 or 6 months, and we went to Oahu in Hawaii, Queensland in Australia, and northern Vietnam. And it was all of us together, and they were quite remote, and places of natural beauty on completely different scales. And I really enjoyed that, just seeing different parts of the world.
Any challenges shooting in those locations?
Yeah, always. In Queensland, in Australia, there were a couple of nights where there were some poisonous snakes around.
Oh, that's nice.
So that's something you have to
Sam brought those with him from the plane?
Yeah, clearly. But otherwise, it was pretty cool. You know, I learned how to surf in Hawaii.
Wow, you picked it up right away.
Yeah, well, Hawaii, if you ever go to Oahu, it's the most gentle place for a beginner surfer like me. The waters are warm and the waves are relatively modest. But being British, whenever I went home for Thanksgiving, I stayed in Hawaii and I just learned how to surf. So
Good for you.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
New life skills.
So are you signed on for more Kongs? Are we going to see a sequel?
That is out of my ken and control. I mean, I love making this, and I hope that people want to see more of him, and I think people love Kong. They always do.
And you and Brie seem to have such great chemistry in this film.
We had a really good time.
I would say, how much fun was it? Because I know she was back and forth with award season. And
every weekend. She won another one. It was amazing. It was an amazing thing to witness. No, she was great, and she's so spirited.
Yeah.
And she was so much fun on this. She kept saying how, you know, I think this was the first time she'd been on a set this size, and it was like, you know, we were flying in vintage helicopters from the deep Pacific Ocean through the Kailua Valley in Hawaii. And those are experiences you'd pay to have.
Amazing. And you were getting paid to do that.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Sweet deal right there.
Yeah, it was good.
So let's start from the beginning. You're obviously a huge success now. What do you consider, Tom, your big break?
Gosh, that's such a good question. So tricky. I think at home in London, I was in a production of Othello almost 10 years ago to the day with Chiwetel Ejiofor and Ewan McGregor. And I had a really nice supporting role in that. And I know that was when people in London and the UK became aware of me. And then from that, I got all sorts of different kinds of work, and one of those gigs was playing Loki in Thor, which I think is what most people remember seeing me for the first time.
What was one of your worst jobs when you were like the struggling actor?
You know, like I always learned when I was waiting tables.
So many people say that. Yeah.
Because the good thing is, like, everyone's really generous about flexible hours. So if you've got an audition, you can be like, "Can I just
trade you a shift?"
Yeah, exactly.
Or right, yeah.
But you learn a lot about people from that job, because some people are lovely and generous and kind, and some people are not.
Right.
and from that day, I was like, always tip waiters, you know, always be nice.
Nice.